Are you building a new website for your ministry or thinking that it's time for a little refresh, a little makeover, a little housekeeping on your website? Well, in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about what are the top 5 pages that are most viewed on church websites based on millions of page views. And we're going to talk about what you want to make sure to include on your homepage. Hello my friends, welcome to Word Made Digital Tutorials. My name is Joanna LaFleur and this tutorial is brought to you by the Canadian Centre for Christian Charities. More on them later. You can click on the link in the show notes if you want to see what they are before we even get started. But let me tell you about some data that our friends at the Church Co did about 3.6 million page views. They looked at millions of page views and they were trying to figure out what are the most likely pages for people to visit on your church website. Now there's lots of pages maybe we wish people would view on our church websites, stuff that we have spent a lot of time on and we hope they might get to. But what are the pages people actually want to go to on our church websites? Well, drumroll please, here they are. The number one page, probably most obvious, is your homepage. It's the first place that most people land. And so later in this video, we want to talk about and break down what are some of the things you want to see on your homepage. But next to that, what is the second most viewed page? It's the About page or the Visit page. It's for people who are coming to your website who are brand new and trying to discover things about your church. So you want to make sure that that second page, the About page, actually is there, first of all, but secondly, is easy to find and has all the information right there that they might need as a newcomer. You want to think of the newcomer first with that page. The third most viewed page is the media page of the website. So that's sermons, podcasts, media content from the church. The fourth most visited page is the event page. That is, what's the freshest, latest ministry opportunities? How can people get involved? Where can they sign up? We want to make that, again, clear and easy. We want as much of the information about the ongoing events of our church up to date and accurate. There's nothing worse than showing up in July and seeing that the event page still is talking about last Christmas. So don't do that. Make sure you keep your event page fresh. It's one of the top pages that people go to. And the fifth most viewed page is the team page or the staff page. Why? It's because people want to know you. They want to get to know the faces and names behind the ministry that they're coming to, especially if they're coming for the first time. So if you haven't got a page that shows some pictures and some bios on your staff team or on your key leadership team, encourage you to build that right away. It's one of the top pages, the top 5 pages that people want to see on your website. Now, we may wish that the giving page or, maybe our kids ministry page or others made that top 5, but here are the top 5. So let me review them again. Homepage, the About page, the media page, that's the sermon content, the events page, and then the About the Team page. So make sure those website pages exist on your website, but also more than just exist, that they're fresh, that they're regularly updated, that they're easy to navigate, and that they're used with the view of someone coming to the website for the first time who may not know yet about your church. Okay, now let's talk about home pages and what you want to make sure you include on that page, because it's the number one page that people are going to come to on your website. But before we do, I want to tell you a little bit about the Canadian Centre for Christian Charities. This tutorial is sponsored by the Canadian Centre for Christian Charities, or maybe you have heard of it as the 4 Cs. For nearly 50 years, they have been serving charities and churches in Canada, and they support through operational needs and things that you may not have as expertise on your staff. They operate like an arm's length extra staff member with all the expertise that you may not have. So whether it's receiving donations and CRA questions, and you have interest in board leadership and training, maybe you have questions about HR, the 4 Cs, Canadian Centre for Christian Charities, is an amazing partner for your ministry. You know what? Membership too is surprisingly affordable. So I want you to go to cccc.org for more information how it can serve you, your board, your church, your charity staff, and really the entire community that you can serve. You don't have to know it all. You can partner with organizations like 4 Cs to elevate what you're doing and to make sure that you're stress-free all the way to tax season. Go to cccc.org. All right, let's dive into talking about that ever important homepage and what are the elements that I want to make sure that you include on your ministry's homepage. The first thing I want you to do is make sure you have a very clear, obvious redirect to your new here or about us page, because again, that's the second most visited page on a website, and people coming to your website are often new. The reason they're there is they're trying to get information to come and check you out, learn more about you, and especially we want to find out what time are our services. Where do we go to get to one of your services, whether they're in person or online? How do we go and check that out? That's the number one thing I want you to make obvious, clear, and easy to navigate to right up the top of your homepage. The next thing I want you to make sure of is that there's dynamic content, aka up-to-date events, because again, the event page is a very popular page for people to go to, but right on the homepage, what is the most recent event or activity or program that you're excited about, whether that's summer camps or a sign up to volunteer or I don't know what it could be, a Christmas event, whatever it may be, whatever the next things are, Bible studies, small groups, whatever. Make sure that the events are dynamic on that homepage. There's nothing worse than going to a homepage. As I said, it's July and you're still seeing things from Christmas time. So make sure that that is dynamic, that it's ever changing. And as a hint, it actually also helps when you update that page to get you higher on the Google search for people who are looking for churches in your area, because Google sees that your website is active, that it's changing, that there's new information, and they prefer that in the search. So they're going to put you higher on the list as people are looking for people just like you, a church community like yours. So we want to make sure that that event section is dynamic and updated regularly. The next thing I want your homepage to include is a quick navigation to either your latest message or your live stream. If people are jumping on a Sunday morning and you live stream, make it really easy for them to get to your live stream. Don't make them click around too much, especially when you're thinking about a lot of people who are coming to your website are coming from their phone. And so they want to quickly be able to see with a few quick slides, taps, finger shuffles, how to get to your sermon archive, the most recent sermon, or your live stream if it's on a Sunday morning. This next tip feels obvious, but I have learned it's not actually obvious for most people. Make sure your address, your location times, your service times are on the homepage. There's nothing worse than going to a new church website. I've been to it so many times. I've tapped through maybe from an Instagram post. I've gone to check out the church. I want to know where are they and what's going on there. And on the website homepage, I can't find anywhere where it even indicates what city you are in. Remember, so many people coming to your website might be coming through a recommendation or through a link from somewhere else. And so they don't even maybe know what city that your church is located in. So we want to make sure right on the homepage, as clear as we can, we have the address of the location or the multiple locations and the service times listed. It's one of the reasons people are coming to your website. Are you near me? Can I come to you? Am I ready to come this Sunday? Well, I need to know quickly. Make sure that's on the homepage. The last tip I will say is, as much as possible, have visuals of your people and your church on the homepage. You may not have enough images to have your entire website as your photography. Maybe you need to use stock photography in some cases because you just don't have a photo that fits that thing about Bible studies and small groups or something. I totally get it. That's okay. But as far as you can, try and make the homepage show your people. What does it look like, feel like, sound like to go to your church community? So whether that's pictures of your actual people gathering in worship or in the foyer, having some connection time together, or it's pictures of the building, it's pictures of the outside, what it might look like from the road, or what it might look like and feel like to come to a service. Make sure that your homepage feels like and represents the beautiful community that you serve. I hope these website insights have helped you today in this Word Made Digital tutorial. Those top 5 pages on the website and then the top 5 things you want to include on your homepage. I'd love to know, what did you think one of the top 5 pages on a website would be? And what do you think I've missed in the homepage? What else do you think should be included on the homepage that I maybe haven't had a chance to mention here? Thanks so much again to the Canadian Centre for Christian Charities for making this tutorial possible, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.